Here's what you need to know. Mandatory fees that guests need to pay, such as utilities, pet fees, and resort fees, must be included in the nightly price or additional charges in your calendar price setting. Okay, I don't have a problem with that, not at all. In fact, we do that. Any mandatory fees not included in a listing's total price at checkout are no longer allowed. Okay, I'm good with that as well. We want transparency. Even though right now, even without this policy that exists, the guest has the option to click on whether they want just the total price or they want a breakdown on the price, right? So why they had to reiterate this, I have no idea, because this is already a policy. Now, here's where some of the stuff changes. Optional add-ons like paid parking can be offered to a guest, but it must be stated in the listing description or house rules and processed through the resolution center. This is where I have a big issue, right? This is where it starts. And this is just the beginning, people. As an API connected property, this really doesn't affect me because I can still do stuff off platform. Based on what I'm reading and based on some of my contact with Airbnb that's assigned to us, she's saying we can still do this, as long as it's in the description. It is in the description that there's certain things that they have to pay. And none of our properties have paid parking. So the paid parking is not the example that applies to me, but I'm going to give you an example that does apply to me, but it doesn't apply to all guests. For us, if you have a pet, we have an additional cleaning fee. It's not a pet fee, but it's an additional cleaning fee. It is clearly listed in my listing, but it doesn't apply to all of them, so I can't add that onto my pricing because it doesn't apply to everyone. It only applies to someone that's going to bring a pet. It's a $50 cleaning fee for the actual pet. Now, it is part of or listed in my description even prior to someone booking. Now let's move on. Any reservation changes such as date, number of guests, must be made directly to the booking by selecting changing reservation in the reservation details. Normally, everything for us is done through our PMS system. This is another unknown for me right now because everything we do is on the PMS system. I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to do this on the PMS system or if I have to actually sign into my account. There is a caveat, and it's not in this email, but I found it in the actual policy, that if you're an API connected system, most of this won't apply. There's a couple of things that does, but most of this will not apply.